Hello and welcome to day 27 of our 30 days of yoga challenge. So we're moving up to the 6th chakra today. So this is your third eye or brow chakra, ajna. Again, we're still in this kind of spiritual realm, spiritual chakras. So this is in terms of the body parts that relates to, it's the mind, the eyes, the ears, the nose, but also the pituitary and the pineal gland. So this particular energy center, chakra, controls your moods, controls, always kind of linked to sleep, moods and sleep. But I mean, it's definitely my favourite actually, because it relates to your imagination, your instinct, your intuition, the kind of aspects of ourselves that sometimes get a little bit pushed aside. You know, we're so creative and imaginative when we are, and instinctive when we're young, when we're children, and as we get older and people tell us this, tell us that, don't do this, don't do that, think this, think that, we lose some, not everyone obviously, and not all the time, but we can sometimes lose that connection to a higher knowing. So this is kind of what the ajna, the third eye chakra, is relating to. We can do particular yoga postures to connect with this energy center, as we'll do today. Anything that has kind of like balances are good because it uses that focus and concentration. Head below the heart can be good. Inversions, because you're allowing the energy to flow down to the head and therefore to the third eye. But we'll start with Gyan, or bring our hands into Gyan mudra. This is a wisdom of mudra and knowledge. So your thumb and your first finger to touch back of the hands onto the knees. Just sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders relaxed, really connected. So through your seat, be aware of your sit bones. And just take a couple of breaths. So we'll take a couple of natural breaths. Just a short breath focus. Just to tune in to center. And let's turn our inner eye, so our mind's eye, to gaze to the space between the eyebrows. So this is your brow center, or your third eye, and this particular chakra is located. So turn your mind's eye towards the space between the eyes, or between the eyebrows, and just focus your awareness here. And then continue with your breathing, so be aware of breathing in. Maybe you can even imagine drawing in the breath to your brow center. Exhale, and softening, releasing. And we'll just do this a couple more times. So it's just to kind of stimulate, activate this energy center by turning our awareness to the third eye, to the brow center. All that awareness focused between the eyebrows. Okay, one more breath. Okay, and then opening the eyes back into the space. Even just that really simple exercise, just sending your energy to this chakra is going to go some way to opening, to activating. We're going to start with some Yogic Eye Exercises. So just a few, and again, just to connect with this energy center. So really simple, kind of what you do when you if you go to the opticians, what they make you do. But it's really good for the muscles, so strengthening the muscles of the eyes. So you're sitting nice and tall. You're just going to take your gaze up, so up, up, up. But the head stays still. And then back to center. And then down. So your head stays in the same place, just your eyes looking down. I can already feel it's using my eye muscles. Back to center. And then to one side. So you can look to your left. back to center, over to the right, coming back to center. We're going to look into this corner, so your top left. Again, head stays as still as you can make. I know there's a tendency to want to go with the gaze. Back to center, and then down to the corner, so your bottom right. The center, over to your top right, back to center, and then your bottom left. So then that diagonal into that corner. And then back to center. And then we're just gonna, let's close the eyes for a moment. Let's just rub the hands together. So create some heat into the palms of the hands. And then we're just gonna cup the hands over the eyes. You're not pressing, just cupping the eyes. Let the eyes kind of relax, so eye muscles relaxing. It's not something we're doing all the time, so it's good for strengthening the muscles around the eyes. Something you can incorporate into your yoga practice if you like it. Okay, and then releasing. Okay, so we're going to take hold of the elbows, so you're going to just so you're kind of forearm distance apart, and you're just going to stretch your elbows forwards. Drop the chin towards the chest. So you should feel the nice stretch across the back of the neck and the shoulders. It'll probably feel quite good after yesterday's sequence. Okay, and then we're going to bring this up. So you're going to take the arms up overhead. Okay, good. And then over to one side, so nice and rounded through the sit bones. So we're not kind of going over to the side, but stay seated. Coming back to center, and then over to the other side. So again, press down through both sit bones, and then come back to center from here, and then we'll just release the hands down. Okay, we're going to come onto all fours, and we're going to move towards Dolphin Pose, Advaita Shirshasana. So this is a good one because we are coming into an inversion, so we're letting the flow of energy come down towards the third eye and towards the top of the head. So if you, so again, your forearm distance apart, so you're holding onto the elbows, you're going to clasp the hands, and we'll keep the knees down for the moment, and then you'll just kind of see how you get on. So you're just going to bring yourself forwards as you breathe in. So chin over the fists, over the clasped fists. Exhale and pressing back. Okay. We'll do this 2 more times. Breathing in, moving forwards, exhaling, pressing back. And again, breathing in, shifting the weight forwards. Exhale and pressing back. Okay, so you can keep the knees down, or you can tuck the toes and pop up into a slightly deeper variation. So now you should feel, so my head is still off the mat. I'm not actually touching the floor with my head. It's just creating a little bit of a gap, a little bit of space. And so you can do this with the knees down. If you've got your knees down, as you breathe in, you're going to bring the chin so it's over the fist, but maybe a little bit beyond. Okay, so if you've got your knees off, you're either going to bring the chin so it's over the fist, or you're going to go beyond. Okay, so if your knees are down, try to go a little bit beyond the fist if you can. So exhaling, pressing back. We'll do this a couple more times. Breathing in, shifting forwards. Exhale, pressing back. One more time. Breathing in, shifting the weight forwards. Exhale and pressing back. Just really be able to feel a nice stretch, release around the shoulders as well. Okay, so you can feel that energy coming down towards the head, so we're moving through the third eye. Okay, we're going to take the knees down. You're going to come up onto your hands, so we're going to do a couple of cat-cows just to release the spine. So the gaze is forwards as you breathe in, and then breathing out and tucking under. Okay, chin towards the chest. Same again, breathing in, gaze is forward. Exhale, tucking under. And we're going to bring this into Tiger Pose, Virasana. So we're breathing in, gazes forward. And then as you're breathing out, you're going to draw the right knee in towards the head or towards the chest, so scooping in. And then you're pressing the leg out behind. So we're going to press through the heel, keep that hip turned down. We'll do this 2 more times. Drawing the knee in, so knee scoops in. And then extends out behind. And then one last time, drawing the knee in. And then extending that leg out, okay? So we'll come to, well, you can stay as you are with both hands down, or you can think about taking the opposite hand forward. So if your right leg is extended, your left arm is extended here. Or you might reach round to take hold of the foot. So I'm including this as we are using a balance here. So we're using a little more focus, a little more concentration to make sure we find our center and we stay balanced. Okay, breathing and then releasing. So hand comes down, knee comes down, and we'll do exactly the same to the other side. So we're going to scoop the left knee in. So you're drawing that left knee in and you're extending that leg out. Again, really, if you really press through the heel, you should get a nice stretch into the calf. 2 more times, drawing that knee in, extending the leg away, keeping that hip turned down, so we're not kind of up, but keeping the hips level. 1 more time, scooping in, and then extending away. And then you can stay here, or you can take the opposite arm off. Again, you're still working with the balance here. If you keep the hand working, finding your center, working with your core, you can reach around to find the foot if it's available, kicking the foot into the hand. Be kind of comfortable with where you're or how you're holding the head. So you might take the gaze forwards or you might take the gaze down. Okay, breathing. And then we're going to release the foot, hand comes down, knee comes down, and we'll come back to child's pose just for a couple of moments. Arms can be extended. You can rest the forehead onto the mat, or maybe you can take, kind of stack your fists, rest the third eye or the brow center onto the fist. Just a little bit more stimulation, activation of the brow center, the brow chakra. So let's just take a couple of breaths. So let the shoulders relax, whichever position you're in. Okay, and then we're going to release the hands, tuck the toes, popping up into downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. So straightening the legs if you can, pressing through those heels. Maybe you're taking a little bit of a pedal through the feet, just if it feels good. Drawing up through the bottom and the hips, pressing the belly or the chest back towards the thighs. And then we're going to take the feet to the hands, so you can take a little spring or a step into Uttanasana. Then we'll take the hands to the hips and we'll just come up with a nice flat back. So nice and slowly up to standing. Okay, so we're going to include 1 round of Surya Namaskar. So we're breathing in, arms up. We're going to bring the hands to the brow center, so the thumbs to the brow center as we fold forwards. Hands to rest, breathing in, half lift. Exhale, releasing down. Stepping back with the right foot, so you're taking a nice long lunge, coming back to plank. So strong in plank or knees down. Lowering down through your cobra, sphinx, upward facing dog, your choice, tucking those toes, pressing back, downward facing dog. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. So all those little adjustments you can make to find a little more comfort in the pose. Be aware of, and you can keep your focus on your brow center, be aware of the energy flowing down within this inversion, head below the heart, towards the third eye, towards the brow center. Okay, 1 more breath. And then we're going to take the right leg out behind. We're going to swing through between the hands. Both feet together into Uttanasana at the top of the mat. Breathing in, half lift. Exhale, releasing. And then breathing the arms up. So arms float up. And then exhale, bring the thumbs to the brow center. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same again to the left side. Breathing in, arms up, thumbs to the brow center as you fold forwards, hands to rest. Breathing in, half lift. Exhale, releasing, stepping back with the left foot this time, so a long lunge, coming back to plank, strong in plank, hug those elbows in, lowering down, come through into your back bend, so opening across the heart, shoulders down, shoulders back. Take a breath, tucking the toes, pressing back, downward facing dog, so again, 3 breaths in downward facing dog. You can close the eyes, turn the mind's eye to the brow center. Be aware of the breath. Okay, this particular energy center is also about connecting with our inner self. So it's learning to kind of trust your inner self, your intuition, your instincts. Take the left leg out behind, so 3-legged dog, swinging through between the hands, so almost there. Both feet together into Uttanasana. Breathing in, half lift. Exhale, releasing, and then breathing those arms up. Exhale, thumbs to the brow center, and just take a couple of breaths here. Okay, and then we're going to release the hands, and we're going to come to the center of the mat and have a look at Eagle Pose, Garudasana. So it's coming into a balance, which obviously is going to be good for our focus and concentration. If we take the hands into place, or the arms into place first of all, so arms out to the side, you're going to take your left arm under, so you're crossing at the elbows like this. You've got your options, you might hold to the shoulders, you might take the back of the hands to touch, or you might move around to take the palms of the hands to touch. Okay, so you're stretching across the upper back. We're going to bring, when we come, or actually let's get the legs into place first. So we're going to bend into it. So we've had our left arm under. So the left leg, sorry, it's going to come over. So you're crossing kind of at the knees. Toes might touch the ground, maybe the low leg, or possibly hooking around the back of the leg. So again, whichever is available. Your drishti, you're looking kind of beyond the hands. So you've got your options, you're sitting back into it a little bit, just so you're not forwards into the knees, but sitting back. You can take the thumbs to the brow center, but don't try to look at the thumbs, we might go a bit cross-eyed. So try to take the gaze a little bit beyond, or just keep the hands as they are and just look kind of beyond the hands to a space in front of you. Okay, we'll just take a couple more breaths. So working with a lot of strength, flexibility, and focus within the balance. Okay, and then releasing. So release the arms, release the legs, give everything a little bit of a shake. And we're going to do exactly the same to the other side. So we'll set the arms up first of all. So you're going to take your right arm under. So crossing at those elbows here, back of the hands, palms of the hands. Okay, so comfortable in the arms, sitting down, taking the right leg over. So right hand comes under, right leg goes over. Crossing at those knees, and then either the toes just to gently help you with the balance, or to the low leg, or wrapping behind, kind of around the low calf. And then your gaze is beyond, so finding your drishti, or you're taking the thumbs to the brow center, so add a little bit of extra activation there. But you're not looking at the thumbs, you're looking beyond, and you're sitting back into it. Okay, so we're just going to take a couple of breaths. So nice and strong through the legs, I'm sure you can feel that. Really opening across the back as well, so there's a nice kind of stretch across the back. And then just releasing, okay? So release the arms, release the legs. And then we're going to actually turn to the side, and we're going to come into Onyamiyasana. So if you step forward with your right foot and take the back knee, so the left knee down, toes tucked or untucked, so whichever feels more comfortable, and then you can bring your arms up overhead, or you can keep them at the brow center. Okay, gaze might be, or you might have your eyes closed if you prefer. So either here or here. So you can gaze up, or you can gaze forwards, or you can have the hands to the brow center. Okay, breathing. You're sinking through the hips here. And then we're going to take the hands down and we're going to place the left hand to the inside of the front foot and turn towards that front leg. So you're turning to the right and just kind of opening up through the side body or through this side of the body. Okay, good. Coming back to center. We're going to tuck those back toes and press back to downward facing dog. And we're going to sit up on the other side. So you're going to take the left leg out behind, swing through into Onyamiyasana, so your crescent lunge or low lunge, back knee down, toes tucked or untucked, so whichever's comfortable. And then you've got your hands maybe in prayer, but at the brow center, or maybe overhead, a little bit opening back, sinking through the hips. Remember, we're not overstretching, you're just trying to find a kind of comfortable position. Take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to bring the hands down, right hand to the inside of the front foot, turning to the left side, so nice and open along the left side of the body, left side of the chest as well. Breathing. And then turning back to center, and then we're going to untuck and we'll come back into child's pose. So let's have the arms nice and long, just resting the forehead to the mat, come onto the fingertips. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, and then coming slowly up to sitting up. And just find a comfortable seat. So just a few exercises, few yoga postures, exercises to help to connect us with our third eye chakra, our Ajna chakra. We're just going to bring our hands together, but we'll bring the thumbs to the brow center. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Again, turn your mind's eye to that space between the eyebrows. Take a couple of breaths. Breathing. And then we're going to take our hands or move our hands away. I was going to say thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Namaste.